Good morning, good morning. Stocks go up, stocks go down, then we see. Interesting. Microsoft getting cratered. They guided cloud down. Wow, Microsoft getting cratered. Google guided YouTube down 7%. Okay? But here's the reality of the situation. This is why Sam is Sam. Okay? The dollar is down. If the dollar goes down and breaks this 110, and it's right there, it's got 109. Any break under 105, and you're talking 9%, the headwinds become tailwinds. And companies like CRM will rock it. Okay, now why CRM? Because I told you CRM before. So let's explain it again one more time. Oh, there's Miguel. Hold on. Make present. Okay. So CRM. So let's say you go sell something. You're Boeing or whatever. It doesn't matter what you sell. Okay. You're CRM and you sign a contract for say $10 million. Easier to do the math. 10 million. Actually, I'll do $1 million. $1 million. And you say, pay me in euros because you think you're smarter than everybody else. And the dollar is 130 euro to the dollar. So the euro is stronger. So with that money, so you hire 10 people, just making up people. And you pay them all, I don't know, 90,000. So you pay 10 people 90,000, so you have 900,000 in salary, and you make 100,000 profit. Just making up stuff. Okay. Okay. In theory. So then they pay you that $1 million, and you convert it to euro, or from euros to dollars, and the conversion is 130 to 1. So now you get $1.3 million. You have $1.3 million. Your contract only pays you $1 million, but they pay you in euros. Okay, so you hired those people for 900,000, and they're on your books, and you pay for them, and they're your employees. But now you made 400,000 profit, just making up stuff. Okay, 400,000 profit. Fast forward 2 years from now, your contract is still good for 3 more years. It's still good for 3 more years, but the world goes to shit. And everything changes, and then the dollar becomes strong. And now the dollar is 115 to 1. It's the other way. So they pay you that €1 million. You convert it, but you only have $850,000. Your employees are costing you $900,000. Net, you're losing money, and you're on the books that the contract is good for 3 more years. So you are effectively effed. Now, they're big enough that this doesn't happen all over the world, and they just have headwinds. That's how huge the dollar is. So the dollar was at almost 115, and now it's almost 110 in 2 weeks. If this breaks to 109, Gunlock had said any break of 105 can crater it to even money. So now you go to CRM at even money, 1 to 1, that $1 million becomes $1 million. So now you're profitable again. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Now Microsoft said 7% tailwind or headwinds all over. So does that mean, so let's say they did $1 billion, but it cost them, and when they converted it, just making it up, you don't have $1 billion, you have 7% less. That's a big number. That's why the dollar is more important. It's more important, than what any company says. Wow. Okay? I hope you guys understood that. It's very, very important. And that's why yesterday, when this happened, Sam immediately said we may go positive. Doesn't mean Microsoft goes positive. These cloud companies are in trouble. Let me tell you, the biggest mistake I made in 2001, and I told you this, guys, I've told you this before, but for newer people, okay? The biggest mistake I made, and you will make, is I bought Broadcom at 370, at 380, at 370, 360, 350, 340, 330. I bought it every 10 points, and then every 20 points going down. And finally I said to myself, you know, I got up one morning and I looked, I was going to work, and I said, Jesus, Sam, I'm driving to work. You are an absolute idiot. Why even play Broadcom? You're just wrong. And it went to $10. It went to $10 from 380. So what was the mistake? Here's the mistake. Is thinking these people on TV, and you're listening to, I think it was FNN back then, not CNBC, or you're listening to news channel. These guys are all coming on, like the Stephanie whatever. I mean, complete idiotic statements. At 360, she's on TV saying Facebook is great. They're trading at 17 PE. Can you believe this is 17? This is the greatest company in the world. He just told you they're changing their business, not going to make money for 6 years. Then it goes to 200, goes to 180, 160, 140, 125. Every single day she's on TV telling you how good Facebook is. Same mistake Sam made. But she's not smart enough to see it. It doesn't matter if they do great. What if Facebook does great? Oh my God, it's going to go to 170. It's still 370. And then it's going to get to shit again after that. Lam Research, pop 70. They just told you they're going to lose 20% of their business next year. The revenue is going to go down by 20%. You can buy it up, but then it will collapse. This is what happened with Sam. Don't get screwed. Don't get stupid. The one sector that hasn't broken is cloud. And it looks like it's got some cracks. I don't know if it breaks. But if it breaks, CrowdStrike is at 100. Zscaler is at 60. Palo Alto is at sub 100. NOW is at 200. Snow is at 100. If it breaks, not saying it's going to break here. It can. But the dollar is more important. Look, everybody, all these people think, oh my God, they're the cloud company, they're great. I used to play a stock called FFIV. Told my dad to get into it. We got into it at 80, and it went to 300. And then it went to I told him to sell it when it got to 100. He wouldn't sell it. It started coming down. It was up 20 points, 30 points. And it went to 10. And he bought a ton more. And then it went back to 100. Took 20 years. Took 20 years. 20 years. Okay? Very, very interesting. So just know that. None of these companies are going to grow like you think that they're going to grow nonstop over and over again for the rest of your lives. Doesn't work that way. You're lucky to find one or two. And now we have to look for more because Amazon is going to crack. Look, why did Amazon do a second Prime? Why does anybody do sales? Why do they? Oh, we don't have enough money. We need more revenue. Let's go do a sale. That's what they did. They stopped hiring. The first crack in AWS. Now that's Thursday. So maybe that becomes another tumble day. but doesn't mean the market goes down. It means rotation. And then the next problem that Sam had in 2001, but Sam figured it out. He got beat like a drum, but he figured it out. The next problem is thinking that a stock that you own can't ever go down. The market doesn't give a shit if you own a stock. If they're going to take it down, they're going to take it down. And if they're going to take other things up, they're going to take other things up. They don't care about your stock. UPST in the next 20 years will never hit 400 again. If it ever gets better and it gets to 50, it'll get taken over for $60. If Peloton ever gets better and gets smarter, it'll get taken over for $15. The stocks are forever done. Forever done. Know this. Hope doesn't work. Okay, now today watch Tesla. I think very simple. If he sells Tesla today, it doesn't settle till Friday. Now people are telling me, this is just interesting to me. So let's say you own a company, or you work in a small town, or let's say whatever. Let's say you're Jerry Jones, and you have who knows? Maybe you're Bill Gates, and you have $20 billion in the bank, cash. I'm just going to say you have $20 billion, and you tell them you're going to sell stock, and you need to wire $25 billion. You need a loan for $5 billion for 2 days. Do you think that bank is going to give you an extra $5 billion? Do you think they're going to give you another $5 billion? Okay? I would say no. Here's the next thing. Even think about this even further. Do you think the bank has $5 billion to just give you? That they can just take? Do you think it's even legal? And it doesn't matter if it's legal. That they can just go take money from all the other people's accounts and say, oh, Bill Gates needs $5 billion for 3 days. He told me he's going to sell his stock. Do you think that's even legal? Do you think that can even be done? Do you think they can even send a wire with somebody else's money without officially signing documents and all that stuff? I don't even think it can be done. So what does that mean? So that means even if he has the funding, and it's already funded if he's going to close this, or selling today doesn't matter. I don't know. But here's what I know. If he comes out Friday at 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock and says, we closed the deal, this thing's going to rip like you can't believe. And then maybe it collapses because the whole world goes to shit. Maybe. Don't know. Okay? So today, watch the clouds. They're all going to go to shit. Snow, and now here's the thing. If the dollar breaks 110 and goes down to 109, every single thing will go positive, including Microsoft. I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. Okay, Apple reports say, does Apple guide down? I don't know. But here's what Tim Apple said. Tim Apple. Remember they called him Tim Apple? Tiny Tim, whatever you want to call him. Tim. Remember what he said? He said, we hedged. Who wouldn't hedge? He said, who wouldn't hedge? The dollar was at 106 last quarter. And Microsoft is telling you they had 7% headwinds. They had a problem, 7% on currency. You have all the people in the world and you don't have one person that you can hire, pay the guy $500 million and tell him to hedge. You save yourself $10 billion. They didn't hedge. But Apple hedged. Okay, one more thing on Apple. We'll get started. Apple raised prices. Now, we've seen this before. Why do you raise prices before your earnings report? Type it in, guys. I'm giving you quizzes as we go. Why? Bill says you can do a next day settlement for a fee. I doubt that that's possible. I do not think you can do that. I do not think you can do that. People are lying to you. If I called Fidelity and said, I just sold $2 million, make it available today, they're going to tell you, you can margin it if you have money available on your margin side, but you can't. We're not going to do that. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Okay? Okay. So interesting. Apple, why did they raise prices before earnings? In my opinion, you do that because if you're going to guide, let's say you're going to guide to $1 billion, and the market thinks they need you to guide to 1.1. If you raise prices, you know your revenue is going to be higher already next quarter because you raise prices. That's why you raise prices beforehand. That would tell you if they guide lower, it's not going to be way lower. Interesting. Doesn't mean they don't miss. Doesn't mean they don't say things are getting slow. But there's a rotation. And the rotation is not what you think. The rotation is out of chips and it's out of cloud. So think about this. Think about if the market gets better and we rip to 4,100, 4,200 and now goes down to 200 and Microsoft goes down to 200. Everybody's going to say, oh my God, these got to come back. But that's what Sam said about Broadcom. Okay? So that's what we see, that's what we see, that's what we see. Interesting. Okay, that's what we know. Okay, let's get started. Good morning. Amazing rant. If you guys listen to it, I recorded the whole thing. Listen to it again on the dollar. That's why the dollar is more important. Now, if the dollar goes positive, look out. All the clouds are gonna implode. Okay? Okay, good one. 1026. Stocks go up, stocks go down, end of month. Do they buy? I don't know. Then we see. Okay? Boeing missed. Google guided down. Amazon is next to guide down. If they say AWS is dropping, look out for next wave on clouds lower. Then we see. If the dollar breaks 110, we can start to go positive. It's close. And if the rates break 4%, it's 4.1, we can do the same. Okay? SPX scores are down 20. Is it better or worse? Hold on. It is down 26. Puts it at 85.40, somewhere in there. 85.40, 85.35. You got 85.32. 38. 38.32. 38.09. 37.50 if the whole world goes to shit. Okay? Needs to get through 3,900. CMG. Think about this. The guy, I don't even know how to answer this question. Kramer, he sucks up. He sucks up. You're telling me all your costs are higher. People costs are higher. Commodities, guac, everything is higher. and you had less people come, but your margin went higher. That means you raised prices way more than you should have. That means you can, too. That's unsustainable. 1491 down, 1662 up. 1662 up. Okay? LMT, 466, 471. NVIDIA, 126, 109. Look, NVIDIA, if cloud is slowing down, NVIDIA is bad for 2 years. 2 years. It may never see 350 again for the next 5 to 8 years. If it doesn't see 350 for 10 years, then it's Broadcom. It's Sam's Broadcom. Exactly the same. 360 to 90 and lower. Amazon, 109, 106, underneath over 122. Google, 101 up, 91 down. Goldman Sachs, banks are not bad. They're positive. 136, 139, underneath 321, 336, 339. Avago, 451. Lam Research, 351, 382 up. Meta, 123, very possible. 123. Microsoft, 231 down. Baidu, 79.76. MDB, down 15. Wow. Because cloud is slowing is basically what they said. 191.201, underneath 170 bad. Snowman, 169, 164. Needs 188 beast number to be better. CrowdStrike, 151. Zscaler, 132. Netflix, 298. Anything over 298 runs it. NOW, earnings today, 377, 401. Do they guide down? Maybe. This is a poster child for overvalued. Let's see. Tesla. Does Tesla go positive? 226. 226. Enphase. Look at it go. This thing, I mean, just the simplest logic. You have the Inflation Reduction Act that pays for all these products that Enphase sells. How could they not guide up? They guided up. This thing can be 303 within minutes. If it does, our 120s probably go to $3, maybe 4. Then we see. First Solar, 131, 136. I actually like the 135s for earnings. We'll look at it. Everybody have a great trading day. See you in chat.